All right, now that we have the main part of that frame set up, it's time to start doing this 4-link. For the uppers, I took a Barnes lower 4-link triangulated bracket that they sell. I cut it in half, trimmed it, welded it together, and I'm putting it on this piece here. On my Cherokee, a long time ago, I put in the 2x6 rockers. I actually cut the rocker all the way up to the bottom of the inside of the door. Had to cut, a section of the door off to make them fit, but I wanted as much clearance as I could. But when I did that, I plated the frame and added these little tubes. So what I'm doing is actually mounting these pieces to that. So that's going to be my upper link. It's already triangulated. You can see that one there, and then this is the driver's side. So I cut the floor out. This will be, my foot will basically rest right on the back of this, which won't be an issue. I also had to clearance out that 2x6 because the bolt didn't fit. So what I need to do now is set this down and start getting everything put on for the top of the axle. Now, I also have measured my center, and this is where the brackets are going to go for the uppers. I went ahead and started making some links, heims. Well, I didn't make the heims, but there are my heims, and then some lower brackets for those. And so these are basically going to sit right here. I marked them out, that way it'd be easy to kind of put them back. So I'll get them in there, remeasure them, figure them out, and then get them tacked on, and then I can start figuring out my lowers. The lowers are going to be basically I'm gonna have to make some sort of cross member like the one I made long ago, but it's gonna have to be up here now. So I'm gonna have to make something new that's gonna go across just underneath of the transmission pan, and I'll put my lower tabs right here for those brackets, and again, uppers there, lowers here. And that'll be my 4-link. For my lowers, I got this from Barnes. It's also already pre-angled for the triangulation. This is the narrow side to fit over here between the C and the diff housing. It's neat how they bend that over. And then the passenger side, this one will just sit right there. No problem. I did have to trim a little bit of this corner just because of where the truss is. So once I get that set in there, I'll figure out exactly where it goes. And then these will be my lowers and uppers. Here they are set up. I don't have them tacked on yet, but with this you can see the triangulation. You can see how they go into the floorboard right there. And so like I said, I'm going to go in, and I followed my lines, but I'm still going to go in and measure everything and make sure that they're the same on each side. And then my lowers are going to come in at an angle, basically how that's set up, and then it'll go right inside over there somewhere. Should give me plenty of triangulation. All right, I got the links in. I didn't record everything, but I got these outers out here. The lowers done. They come way out by the C, you can tell here. And the reason why I put this one so far out is because of the way the driver's side, where I was saying how tight it was. You can see how this, the actual diff cast part's here, and then the C is right here. So I don't have you don't have a ton of room. If I decide I need these in, I'll just have to cut this in some and weld this to the cast out here, but we'll see kind of what fits or whatever. I'm more worried about the tire and the brake coming around and hitting that. And then as far as the cross member, I put in it's just ratchet strapped up right now, but I got these plates right here for the side of the frame. I cleaned everything up, and I cut the little pinch weld piece that was in here. And I'm going to end up welding this. It wraps around all the way up to the side. I'm going to weld these in, and then obviously I'll weld the cross member in. It's a 2x2 quarter wall. I made some tabs right here for the triangulation. I'm trying to get all the way under here, but you can see how everything's triangulated. And the old cross member right here will be coming out. I'm going to basically put in just a transmission mount next, and then I'll have a different cross member back here as well, because it's going to have to hold my 205 transfer case. So we're changing out that 231 to 205 with an NWF crawl box. But this is basically the 4-link. I'm not done with it yet. I still need to tack everything together. It's like I said, it's just ratchet strapped up so that I can test and move and measurement. And once everything's good, I'm gonna go ahead and start cycling the axle to see if anything's gonna hit. I'm kind of worried about this upper link because it gets so close right here, but there may be plenty of clearance once it comes up. It may not hit, we'll see. But like I said, that's the 4-link on a Jeep Cherokee. Normally putting a 4-link on a Jeep Cherokee isn't gonna fit too well, but with me cutting this whole frame out and being able to mount my uppers up here, which is basically because of work I did in the past, I'm able to do this. Most people are gonna do a 3-link with a track bar. I kind of didn't want to have a track bar, so that was the reason why I tried this 4-link. So we'll see how it actually works in the long run. Oh, and another thing I'm kind of worried about is my tire clearance. I'm worried about when the tires turn, something hitting in here. I don't know what kind of clearance I'm gonna have, and if any issues. I don't really want them to rub too much, but I mean, if they rub a little, that'll be okay. But those big 40-inch USDs aren't very forgiving. I don't want them grabbing everything. Now we're gonna check for clearances. I went ahead and got that cross member tacked together. It's in there, it's just set in there with, just tacks, nothing fully welded. But I'll be able to find out if everything's gonna clear, then I can pull everything and finish welding it. So I have this side strapped up so it'll stay. I'm at about full bump. Don't have much clearance between the oil pan, but it'll be around there somewhere once I'm actually done with it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold this side up, and then I'll lower this, and then I can lift the whole Jeep up with the lift and be able to see how far it'll go and if anything will hit. All right, we'll lower this side down. Do that part first. On the ground there. Alright, so far we're clear. Yep, clear there. It's close. I can get my hand in though. And then other side, it's no issues with anything hitting over there. And I think that's more than my coilovers will allow it to flex anyway. So there it is. The 4-link is in and should work fine. Now I need to check for, to see, like I was saying earlier, about the tires touching or not.